Okay, so I had a question from a friend, and she said, how do I calm down when my kids are losing it? And how can I tell the difference between when kids are just being kids and when they need to be disciplined? So I think there are a lot of layers to that. Here's what I would say. I think the biggest thing for me as a parent has been not always focusing on parenting my children, but also, and maybe even more so, trying to dig deep on my own healing journey, on my own personal development journey with, what things trigger me and why. So I heard one time there was a pastor, and he said, what feeds me will feed my congregation. So he doesn't go into his quiet time, oh God, help me have a really good message for my congregation. He goes into his quiet time just to spend time with God. Just him. Like, Lord, show me the places in my heart that need to be softened. Show me the places in my heart that just need to be pruned. Show me the places in my heart where I've not put you first. And so he has a very successful ministry. It's known around the world. And that's his strategy. He could sit there and be like, oh yeah, in order for us to go super viral, in order for us to go, to do all these things and have all these miracles happen, whatever, this is what you do. And it wasn't like, oh, have an amazing greeting team. It wasn't, oh, make sure you have a big church. Oh, make sure, you have like the best social media posts. It was just him and the Lord. Just him being there with Jesus and listening to the feedback that Jesus wanted to give him about his own heart. And from that place, then the Lord would highlight, would give him revelation, on different scriptures or just on perspective, like mindset shift. And I think when it comes to parenting, it's the same thing. We can't teach our children what we haven't already mastered. We can teach it to them in concept, but also they're gonna catch more is caught than taught. And it's really interesting, the things that we do, they will model. So anyway, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to being triggered, when it comes to calming ourselves down when they're already wound up, I think the work starts before the incident. I think the work starts before we're in that place. And we can look at, are we stressed out? Because that's obviously going to play a role in our parenting. So how do we have healthy outlets? Are we, this is me personally, but am I putting my quiet time first with the Lord? Because if I'm just kind of going from thing to thing, I'm going to bed, waking up with the kids, going to bed, waking up with the kids, and I don't have that time to just hear from the Lord. I don't have that time to study. I don't have that time. And by study, I just mean like reading without interruption. It's one thing to put on a show, not a show, but like a YouTube sermon or something on in the background and like make breakfast. But it's another thing to just like sit and be still and let the Lord speak to me while I'm reading my Bible or while I'm listening to a sermon or whatever. So, anyway, those are just a couple things that I would kind of visit first before looking at the kids, because once we get set free from whatever is triggering us, then we can more clearly see and discern, okay, this is where I need to talk to my daughter about XYZ. I'm trying to think of an example, but if that makes sense, it's kind of like we have blinders on. If we have trauma, if we have triggers, if we have whatever the thing is, and like we can't see anything clearly when we have greed, jealousy, pride, anger, lust, whatever, those things just like blind us. So if we can spend time with the Lord and get set free from those things, then when we come to a parenting situation, the Holy Spirit can just more easily flow in us and through us, and we can clearly understand, okay, this is just a childish thing that, okay, needs corrected, or this is a disobedience thing and needs to be corrected. And it just gives us more peace, because I think our kids also pick up on what we're carrying too. If we're already stressed out, they're kind of already carrying that. So without rambling too much longer, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to discernment, was this a childish thing or was this a thing to be corrected? I think it comes down to are we healing in the best way possible? And I think counseling's great too. Are we healing in the best way possible? And are we spending that quiet time with the Lord so that he can talk to us not only in our quiet time, but also when we're in the moment with our kids? So hope that makes sense.